All right, guys, and what is going on? This is the Club of the Man. Night chance to be back up you live again for my live review of this week's episode of NXT, the go-home edition of NXT. Wow, why say February? The April 3rd, 2019 edition of NXT. We're, of course, 2 days, and I mean 2 days away from NXT TakeOver New York, taking place this Friday night, 7 o'clock. Pittsburgh time or Eastern Standard Time on the WWE Network from the Barclays Center. Still confused as to why they called this NXT TakeOver New York, not just NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 5. I still don't get why they just didn't call it that, but it's just NXT TakeOver New York. So, all right, cool with me. So we're going to have that, of course, on Friday night, and this is the go-home show. Overall, kind of similar to, what most NXT tapings do the last couple weeks. The second to last show to me always feels like the better go home show. This one wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as felt the past couple weeks. It was still a great show. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. Of course, they hyped us up for the tag title match in some ways a little bit, and also had the nice ending there to get hype up the Fatal 4-Way for the women's match for sure. I'll say some of my thoughts, though, on some things, though. I will do my TakeOver predictions right after the stream. I will be doing that tonight, even though it's kind of late, but I'm still feeling peppy and energetic. I'm waiting for my next level of Adam product, the export. Also, I'm doing one more before I upload those, but I'll do that probably tomorrow or Friday before I leave for Mania. So that is that, guys. So, again, we are live again. Leave thoughts in the live chat, as always, and let's get rolling and see what we got here. We started off with the NXT Tag Team Champions, the War Games. I mean, not the War Games, the War Raiders. They came out and they have a match against some jobbers and basically just squashed them. So we really haven't seen the War Raiders in action too much since they won the tag titles at TakeOver Phoenix. But they still, just basically squash these guys very quickly. And then Rogue gets on the mic and says that Regal gave them an opportunity to make a statement to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners, Ricochet and Aleister Black, at TakeOver New York. But Hanson says they don't have to listen. They can just watch. They call out for another team. And then out they bring is Adrian Zhao, whatever his name is, and Cesar Bononi, who, again, won 2018's Future Star of the Year, again, all because he pinned Andrade Cien Almas months earlier, and they haven't really done anything with him at all since, because here and there just acting like a jobber. When I was like, all right, whatever. So Bononi comes out, and they basically get squashed once again. The highlight, of course, was Rose power bombing them at once, which are both from Brazil, by the way. So this Brazilian tag team. For sure. Besides, we have more Brazilians to forget besides Tainara Conti, on the NXT division. Then we get a video package of the UK title match between Pete Dunne and Walter, as I've mentioned how many times in my NXT UK reviews. And of course, we talk about that match as well in my preview of NXT TakeOver New York. We get an early today interview when we see Miss Wrestling herself, Candice LeRae, who we haven't really seen too much of her ever since she had that match after TakeOver Phoenix against Nikki Cross. I keep saying, so I keep hoping she gets a little more, or was it? No, it was after she hasn't been in action too much ever since her match after TakeOver War Games 2. That was the last time we've seen her in action. I feel, because she hasn't really been used too much except for the Royal Rumble. She appeared in that. And yes, Robbie, shut up, Rich. I miss Neville. I look forward to hopefully seeing him at Double or Nothing for AEW. But so anyways, we see Candice being interviewed, asking about her husband's big match, saying she's excited for him, but she has her own dream to be a champion as well. So she's gonna be watching the Fatal 4-Way for the women's championship. And up we see Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne. Tell Candice that she's a loser. She is a loser like her husband. And then Candice says she'll start earning her women's title shot by knocking Aaliyah on her boogie ass. Boogie storms off. Aaliyah storms off to throw a hissy fit, and Vanessa says she won't take that from Candice. Probably one of course, it was advertised that it will be one of the pre-takeover / Fallout edition of NXT matches we will be getting next week, which is going to be getting that, and also another match with the Street Profits and European Union. So 2 matches for the little pre-show / Fallout show they're going to have again. Which again, if it's worth reviewing, I'll review. But I'll wait, of course, again until I see what's going to happen down the line for the NXT Women's Division, and of course, kind of a little thing I want to mention about the Women's Division. I noticed tonight also, nothing bad, but it's like, oh, I didn't realize that. But of course, I'll get to that in my takeover predictions, which I will do next. Since Robbie, of course, is in the live chat, I gotta get there. We got Jackson Riker taking on Mr. Oni Lorcan, the latest edition 205 Live, Mr. You took away my dream! And of course, do not mess with this jacket. Not a bad match, a decent hard-hitting match. Again, I guess I was impressed with Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake's performance in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Class, but I still think the thorn in my side that's bothered me with the Forgotten Sons is Jackson Riker. Like, I still feel like I just haven't been able to know who he is, because he doesn't. It's like the Forgotten Sons, they don't mix up, like how New Day or Sanity or what mix up, who gets into who is like represented each. Who's in the tag team matches. It's always Blake and Cutler, with just Jackson Riker standing there on his own. So a decent match, I thought, between these two. Jackson Riker would eventually get the win with a sit-out power bomb that he would hit on Mr. You took away my dream! And then we get a video package of what happened with Tommaso Ciampa's injury, and of course how we're going to be getting the NXT Championship match on Friday, in a 2 out of 3 falls match between Johnny Wrestling and, say with me guys, Adam Cole, baby, which he will be signing at the WWE Superstore. I think it is on Monday before the Access session. So we're gonna get there at 11, and maybe we get an autograph. We'll wait and see. But it'll be cool to get Mr. Adam Cole, baby's autograph if I'm able to do so. So I may wear my Undisputed Era shirt that night, and also who knows, maybe they'll debut on Raw. I'm not sure if they're going to get called up yet or not, but of course we will wait and see. Of course, can you do a Walter impersonation? Well, first, how he puffs his chest up with his hands behind his back, or as I can say, Pizza, or the way he just like yelled for Pete Dunne, not Pete Dunne. It is Pizza Dunne. He called for him in their contract signing last week. No worries, Mark. Thanks for joining us, though. What's up, Tyler? If I booked the mixed match challenge 2, I'd have AJ and Charlotte win the thing. Probably would have been the obvious pick for sure. But of course, they had to write off AJ in some ways and replace him with Jeff Hardy and Charlotte. So it was still, again, like I said in my UK stream, like this freaking mixed match challenge. It was just all messed up last time. But then we get also hype video for Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream's North American Championship match, and it was a pretty good video package there. But of course, still seeing that segment from last week. Once again, my new cover photo note was, as I said last week, also, all respect to Dean Ambrose, love you, but since you're probably most likely leaving now, it seems like the days of the many faces Dean Ambrose being my cover photo on Twitter, unfortunately, have come to an end. And the latest is Velveteen Dream on a couch, because I thought it was just epic. But we got that video package. That's going to be an exciting match for sure. Definitely one of the more unpredictable matches I got to say for sure for TakeOver, in my opinion, of course. But again, I will get to my predictions in my next stream, which will be following this. We get a flashback also. And, of course, I kept saying it. When is this happening? When is this happening? We finally found tonight. Unfortunately, it's not going to be at TakeOver New York, but it will be in 2 weeks. So it will be on the show I can talk about. I will more likely talk about, but I may do live reactions to this match, because I've been dying to see this match ever since the match they had 5 weeks ago. And again, it made me become an even bigger fan of Keith Lee, but maybe become a fan of Dominik Dijakovic, because I just wasn't really digging him at first before, but when I saw that match that him and Keith Lee had 5 weeks ago mentioned, I was just like, holy shit, like how are these guys like this big and doing, cruiserweight moves basically. But we get a flashback to that last match they had in an adult countout and their pull apart shouting match at the Performance Center. Keith was interviewed to reporters earlier saying he came today to get resolution. Due to circumstances, they got bumped off the card. He understands they're not the chosen ones. But in 2 weeks, they'll face each other, and Dijakovic and everyone will, "Oh, bask in his glory, for he is limitless." Oh, who is he? Who's that champ I see? Rhetorical questions, but we all know that answer. Keith Lee! Yes, I said a few weeks ago, I'm like, I thought the new theme was a little strange, but slowly growing on me. You know, comes on my phone when I'm driving, and I'm just, me jamming like a maniac to it. But yeah, so I'm excited to see that match in 2 weeks. And again, if I'm able to, I'll do live reactions for that match, because it's a match I've been dying to see for 5 weeks. And it'll be 7 weeks in the making, not 322 days like Giant Gargano Ciampa was. Still 7 long weeks. After 7 long weeks, finally, we will see the rematch between Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So we have that, of course, coming up. And of course, again, we are getting to the announcements that next week we're going to be getting Candice LeRae taking on Aaliyah, and the Street Profits will be taking on the European Union's Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner. Then we get our main event, which was a women's match. Kairi Sane taking on Miss Formerly on the good match between these two. Of course, the moment to talk about for this match for sure was what happened at the end. Towards the end of the match, Shayna Baszler would run in, and she would hit a forearm in the back of Bianca for the DQ. And then as that's happening, Io runs in because, Jessamine Duke and Rhea Shafir are out there also. Io runs in to save Kairi from Shayna, and all the women from the NXT women's division come running out. I saw Lacey Lane. I think I saw Casey Catanzaro. Candice LeRae was in there. My girl Deonna Purrazzo was in there with her multiple color hairs. I don't know what color hair she has anymore, but always looking beautiful. It's amazing as always. Deonna. There was Lacey Lane. I'm pretty sure maybe Aaliyah was in there, and Vanessa Moore, not sure. Probably Tanera Conti, but we had, of course, a lot of women. The whole women's locker room come out clear and just try to, haul things off. And obviously, part of it is because they're just tired of Shayna Baszler bullying things around. May still be for a while, though. Of course, I'll get to my predictions, of course, later on, but I like that finish as well. Bianca Belair kind of got her moment doing a military press slam with Lacey Lane onto everyone outside the ring, but then Io attacks her and lays out the EST, and then everyone's getting up outside the ring, but then Io gets up high, and the G's to the sky does her moonsault to take out everyone. She just eyes up the belt, picks it up, stands in the ring, and does her little pose there, because Io does a little, when she takes her mask off, she's just like, my title. My title. My title. Or her and Kairi hug. It's like, my best friend. It's like, it's mine. Mine. Not anyone else's. Mine. Not everyone else's. Mine. But nice little ending there to this edition of NXT. Again, it was a good show. I felt the last couple weeks were a little better. I felt last week as a go-home show would have been a little bit better, but this was still good. The hype, of course, the women's match, and of course the tag titles as well, with those 2 squash matches from War Raiders. And of course, I'm excited that we're finally getting Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic in 2 weeks, people. And again, next week we're going to be getting Candice LeRae and Aaliyah, and we're also going to be getting the Street Profits and the European Union as well. So should be, exciting week. And of course, TakeOver should be pretty exciting as well, with 5 championship matches. Again, we'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but again, we get a B+. Let's check the live chat one more time and see what we got here before I go back. Let's see here. Mark says he's scared for Alistair and Ricochet. Definitely, again, they're going to keep using them as a tag team. Again, I hope the only reason why WWE is using them as a tag team on the main roster is just so they can, just continue play continuity of what's going on in NXT. But of course, I hope they just finally just say, what, these guys are meant to be single stars, they're too good to be a tag team, and roll with it. Matthew Riddle, as Stream calls him. Yes, that's quite fancy. The ending was pretty good, I agree, Mark. We have Triple H versus AJ Styles would not be a too bad match, Tyler. Again, Triple H, to me, I mean, the past couple matches he's had, his age is starting to show a little bit, but I feel of all the older, part-timers that WWE bring back in the ring here and there, I feel Triple H is in the best shape. Of course, I love to see face AJ Styles is bald Shawn Michaels. He's bald now, but I still thought, again, I did watch Crown Jewel, but I keep hearing apparently that Shawn Michaels was in the best shape out of everyone in that match. He had not wrestled in 9 years. So quite pathetic, but it happened. Let's see here. Especially when Io did that moonsault. Yes, we have Braun Strowman versus Goldberg, which would be not bad. And of course, now Robbie's chanting out with "Bask in his glory, for he is limitless." I was hoping Keith was going to say at NXT TakeOver. Me too. I really want to see that match at TakeOver, but no, it's not happening. It's on NXT, but it'll still be good. Tyler hates Daniel Bryan's heel run. I mean, again, it's kind of messed some things up, as I said before. I was hoping that the Bryan and Miz feud was going to continue. Again, just kind of end with like a wet fart. My plan was hoping for the Miz being the one to dethrone AJ Styles, and of course him getting a world title run, and then Daniel Bryan would dethrone him at WrestleMania 35, kind of getting the ultimate revenge on the Miz. Because again, with just how much hype it had for after Daniel Bryan went on retirement, I was hoping that they would have maybe have like that big moment for him 1 year later returning and becoming champion. But hey, to me, I like it. It's different. And I appreciate that they've actually tried doing something with the character, but I can understand that it's definitely kind of changed some things up for sure, big time. How cringeworthy is that Bobby Roode Snickers commercial? Oh, don't even remind me. That is literally Vince McMahon humor. It's just stupid, getting slapped in the face by your tag team partner. It's stupid. It's just pathetic. At WWE Evolution, what if we had Charlotte versus Trish in the battle of the 7-time champions? Well, Charlotte's now an 8-time champion, but it'd be nice. Hearing rumors of that Evolution's not going to be happening again this year, unfortunately. But still wouldn't be a bad match. I mean, Trish seems like she's still in decent shape. The Snickers commercials suck for sure. Mark gave NXT an A. See if your reactions made it in a minute. Fickle! And Mrs. Dad equals Mr. Potato Face. Yes. But guys, I'll check out here. I'll be back up here maybe about 5-10 minutes. I'm going to need to make sure my predictions are all set. But I'm going to be back up here live one more time tonight, about 5-10 minutes again, to do my preview predictions for NXT TakeOver New York. This coming almost like Friday. Saturday. I mean, not Saturday. Friday. Of course, we're getting that show. But I'll be up here in just a few minutes. Again, B+ for NXT this week. What grade did you have NXT, guys? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure, as always, to click buy, like, and subscribe or comment to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirbrand3. I'll be back here in just a few minutes again, guys, to do my preview predictions for NXT TakeOver New York. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Well, great few minutes. See you all then. Peace out, everybody.